Lovely couple, these two. We're staying at the same hotel, you see, Cancun's Temptation Resort, where their slogan is, "Let's play." No, just kidding, it's definitely a joke, and I'm not staying there. But the plot of land it sits on played a big role in the history of Cancun. More about that later. But anyway, I'm Paul, an English guy, showing you Mexico through my eyes, and today I'm going to talk about the insane rise of Cancun. And this is what it looked like in around 1970. There was nothing apart from a bit of fishing. And this gorgeous piece of land, one of Mexico's easternmost points and lying on the Caribbean Sea, is shaped a bit like a coffee cup. The mainland and the city itself, which wasn't there before, is in the west, and popping out to the east like a handle is an incredible 22.5 kilometre barrier island with pristine white sandy beach and turquoise coloured sea. The large body of water in the middle is a network of lagoons, and today Cancun is one of the world's top destinations, bringing in millions of tourists and billions of dollars into Mexico every year. Now I am outside the Temptation Resort, and remember, their slogan is, "Let's play." For example, you can play volleyball. Lots of sweaty balls are surely eagerly available if that's your thing. And it was on this plot of land where Cancun's first hotel was completed in 1974. It was named after one of Cancun's pioneers who was a Mexican travel entrepreneur. Today, of course, the Temptation Resort sits here. Now, the founder of this hotel, he wasn't acting alone. He was actually part of a Mexican master plan that was coming from the very top of the Mexican government. Back in the early 1970s, the then president of Mexico, overall remembered as a controversial figure, was pushing through the plan for this beautiful area. And you know, Cancun's rise is an impressive story. And let's go back to the beginning. You see, Mexico saw a huge opportunity. More US tourists were taking vacations in the Caribbean, and Mexico wanted a big piece of the pie. And one of the government leaders on what was called the Cancun Project years later said this in an interview with the New York Times. And this Mexican success story is also impressive because Mexico diligently did its homework. This place wasn't randomly chosen. More than 20 spots made the shortlist. And over in Mexico City, at the headquarters of Mexico's central bank, there were computer scientists, weather experts, and of course entrepreneurs, bankers and politicians masterminding the selection process. Everything was taken into account, from Caribbean hurricane patterns to shark population levels. Eventually, the land we now know as Cancun was selected, putting into motion a plan that would change the region and Mexican tourism forever. Beer break. This is a Carta Clara, a Yucateca beer. We are on the Yucatan Peninsula, so let's give it a try. Oh, for sake, not again. Good stuff this, yeah, and I think I'll just sit back here and watch those Brazilians in bikinis over there. I'm just kidding, there are none, sadly. Welcome to Punta Cancun, the downtown and nightlife centre of Cancun's hotel zone along the water. And now some more about Cancun's insane rise. As I said before, the Cancun project properly began in the early 1970s, and the airport was opened in 1974 and infrastructure developed fast. Things were popping up everywhere, and the ancestors of this little guy, a toloc, a type of iguana native to the Yucatan Peninsula, were thinking, we are f***ed. And check out this chart. You can see how from the beginning the Mexican master plan was working. Tourists, both Mexican and international, especially from the US, flocked to Cancun, and the trend has been upwards ever since. So now, let's talk about the here and now. Well, although the pandemic affected numbers, Cancun has massively rebounded with record visitors. According to reports, Cancun expects to finish this year with 25 million tourists. and the Mexican government says the economic benefit to Cancun should reach around 11 billion US dollars for 2022. Also, a global travel data firm reported just a few months ago that Cancun is now the second most visited destination worldwide. Only Dubai beat it. So yes, this rise really is a Mexican success story. And now back to Punta Cancun, the hotel zone, downtown and nightlife area. And I just want to give people who don't know a taste of what it's all about. And you can't talk about Cancun without mentioning Coco Bongo, which is behind me here. It's a Cancun institution where visitors party the night away whilst enjoying performances from acrobats, musical impersonators and all that kind of stuff. Señor Frogs is another popular Cancun night spot where partygoers love to have a good time. Their alcoholic drinks, marketed as 16 inches of fun, seem to be especially popular. You also can't talk about Cancun without mentioning spring break. I've never been here during that time, but apparently it's bonkers. Anyway, you've got the picture of what Cancun's all about, but stay tuned because I've still got a lot more to talk about. Now, I'm outside a luxury shopping mall, and in the hotel zone here, the streets are paved with gold. Okay, not literally, but look, they are so nice. Even the bicycle lanes are pristine. Just look at that. But over in the city of Cancun, where workers live, well, you get the idea, not the same. A bit more rustic, shall we say. Now, to understand the insane rise of Cancun, remember, this story is not just about the luxurious natural and man-made surroundings. You see, when they masterminded Cancun's domination of the Caribbean, the urban planners created two distinct zones. First, the hotel zone, and secondly, the town that serves the tourism sector. They wanted it separate and created land use laws accordingly. And in this aerial shot in Cancun's early days, you can see the town and the hotel zone is taking shape. And in this aerial shot from just a few years ago, everything has grown so much. And yes, the city of Cancun today is a tourism service city, and many workers commute to and from work in the hotel zone on the famous R1 bus, which I've been using because I'm staying in the town. More true Mexico action around here, which I prefer. Anyway, I digress. Back to the point. Cancun's insane rise is a story of two fast-growing zones. One, where tourists with cash, and a good percentage of them are Mexican, spend hundreds of dollars a night in lovely hotels in what is a multi-billion-dollar playground. The other zone is a city with workers. Many have migrated here from other parts of Mexico, earning Mexico's 2022 minimum wage of just under 173 pesos, around $9 a day. Obviously, many people here also earn more. Lots of high-paying white-collar jobs exist. But the point is, in Cancun, you can't avoid the obvious inequality. And often, it's very visual. Walking around the city, you do notice that. The rise of Cancun is also about the relentless pursuit of money. Cancun Airport is especially a show. I've never liked it. The prices in there, they are just ridiculous. There is no shame. Airports always rip you off, but Cancun, definitely the worst of the worst. Also about greed, as someone who really appreciates Mexico's deep and rich culture, thousands of years old, it's also sick to see how in the Cancun souvenir shops, how Mexican culture, in this case Mayan-style masks, are commercialized to the point where they paint NFL football team designs on them. It's sick stuff, my friends. And finally, remember our friend the Tolok before? I also mentioned the beautiful lagoon earlier. Well, the rise of Cancun has of course been devastating for the natural environment. But anyway, rant over. Cancun is what it is. Tourist trap sites all over the world have similar issues, and overall Cancun must be considered a huge Mexican success story. And you know what? Regardless of the bad stuff, I love Cancun. I've been here loads of times over the years. And what do I love the most? Of course, the beach, which is where I'm going now. Some lovely locals just gave me a beer. How kind. I enjoyed that. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video all about the insane rise of Cancun. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I look forward to reading your comments as always. And by the way, another video is coming from Cancun, so look forward to that. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, why not watch some more by clicking on one of them on this screen there and subscribe. So I'm Paul. This is True Mexico. Hasta luego.